Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Trina, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I will be sharing with you my memories in my 365 journal for the month of February. And in addition to like the pages, the usual stuff that I do here on the channel, I actually challenged myself for the month of February to just be using one pen for the whole entire month, just in this journal, of course. And I think I actually went a bit crazy doing so. So first of all, I will introduce to you the pen that I actually been using, which is actually a very common pen in the bullet journaling community, art journaling or whatever. Is it in frame? Yes, it is. It is the Pigma Micron in 08 archival ink, and 08 is actually my favorite of all of the weights of the pen tip. And yeah, so I have actually been using this for some of my spreads in the past, but I was thinking that maybe if I could use it for every day for the last 28 days. Today is the 1st of March, so it's exactly after the 28 days, so I could react to how the experience was with just one pen for the whole month. So anyway, let's get into it. Here we are. As you can see, this is how the spreads actually will look like because of the one pen only challenge. I wrote here my initial reactions, making it sort of like a minimalist sort of spreads, which also made me question myself, like what if it would look very boring and monotonous. And I, for one, am a person who really likes the very full pages when it comes to spreads, and I do a lot of collaging. So how will I get through the 28 days with just a pen? So this is what it looks like at first. I list down all of the anime that I wanted to watch. If you haven't seen my plan with me videos for this, I will just quickly mention it here that I've listed these down, and the only one that I did not watch was To Your Eternity Season 2 because it was still airing. So I don't like watching anime that's still ongoing. So I would rather just wait for it to finish before watching it. So that is why it's the only one that I did not color in. And I started with like journaling about the anime that I've watched for the day, just to fill out the space because I don't have anything else that I could think of doing, and like did a little bit of doodles. And initially I really like the way it looks, especially with the 08 Pigma Micron, because of the thickness of the writing, and I really like very thick, very dark inks anyway. So what I've been doing is, this is the date because I don't have date stickers, so I've read it in. I've doodled a lot, more than I often do in these pages, just to fill out the spaces. This is when I sold, like this is the first of my on-hold books that I've actually sold off of Shopee. It was the 7 Wonders novellas, which is like 3 books in a set. And I've also finished my Traveler's Notebook from last year's trip to Cebu, last November 2022. And I still haven't filmed the flip through, so stay tuned because I've probably been procrastinating on filming that. Next here is actually, I like doing this. The Aranara figure is actually, I just could say decent because I did not use pencil, and I just look at the image online and just copied it, and that is how it happened. But it is like the confused Aranara from Genshin Impact, which basically is what I was feeling at the time because I was actually trying for Staff of Homa, but I got Aqua Simulacra instead. This is like the 3rd time I've pulled for Staff of Homa that I got a bow instead, so it's basically cursed at this point. And sometimes I don't do the 2 columns. I just write it out as it is, especially when it's like very little entries, and I just doodled a bunch just to fill out the space. And to me, right now, this still looks awkward because of the white spaces, but I try to like move past it. And at this point, the only reason why I stuck this here is because this was the receipt of the cake that we bought. My friends and I did like an early get-together just to exchange actually merch that we bought from Manila and Cebu. And we got cake because on this day was actually Al Haytham's birthday, and one of my friends really loves Al Haytham, so we made a spontaneous celebration for it, and this was the receipt for the cake. And also this, we just found like boxes for TCG, and it had a sticker on, and I stuck it here. Made a very descriptive like roadmap of our 12 hours road trip because this was the Sunday when our power company announced a 12-hour maintenance, so the whole city was out of power, and so we took a road trip all across our city. I just wrote here like the early days of packing orders for the shop. Kreideprinz Kartenladen, by the way, the link is down in the description if you're looking for like TCG accessories, sleeves, inner protectors, dice pouches that I've crocheted myself, and some of my secondhand are YA books from the past. Most of them are in good condition, so if you are looking to like haven't read some of the books from the YA scene from like 2010, that era, I might have the book there. So if you're interested and want to see what I have, the link is in the description. Thank you so much if you actually click the link and viewed. If you see anything, and like if you have friends that are looking for that book, you maybe could share it to them. I appreciate the support. And we proceed. These are like ranting and just a lot of writing, shiny, hatching. Actually, this is very memorable for me because last December, I went out with one of my high school best friends because we really love Pokemon Go, and hatching shinies from eggs is actually a rare event or a rare chance. So like last December, while we were out, I actually hatched a shiny Oshawa right in front of him while we were having lunch. And on this day, 2 months after, I actually hatched a shiny Shinx while I was at my bed. I was half asleep, almost ready to go to sleep, and a shiny popped up from an egg, and that was very fun. And also this was the 3.5 special program for Genshin Impact, wherein I actually panicked when I saw the wings, the wind gliders. That is for the Twitch, or rather Prime Gaming login like code. You have to collect like 4 codes from Prime Gaming, and you will get the wings. That is very perfect for Scaramouche. So I, as a person who has no idea what Amazon Prime is and how it works, I panicked, and now I'm subbed. And so that is like the fiasco of that. I just journaled there. Yozora Gala, or the first cosplay ball of Iloilo City. My brother was invited and hired as a cosplay photographer for the event, and this was his thank you card and stuff from the giveaways. I just stuck it here just to have like memories. And also I think this is the day when my best friend visited me just out of the blue. I Cup Fest. We played Card Fight Vanguard in one of the Sundays on the Switch, and I really enjoyed actually playing on the Switch. And we are actually planning on maybe purchasing the game for ourselves because this was from like my brother's friend. And this is why it's hard for me to like, if you don't have anything to write about on the day, I have this urge to like draw something, and I know that I don't I'd rather challenge myself to use like straight pen and not go for it with pencil first, and it looks so ugly. My poor boy, I'm so sorry. But my favorite Legends Arceus Pokemon is Hisuian Zorua. Especially, I love the shiny form, and I have one, and I wanted to draw him, and it looks so bad. I'm very sorry, but still, this was another power out after the previous power outs. It's just so bad. And here I journaled about my deck of cards besides my anime to watch list for the month of March. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will also link it up above. But basically, the premise is each suit of the card corresponds to a title, or rather a genre, and then each number of the card has a title of an anime that I've listed down, and I shuffle the cards and pick out, and whatever I picked out is the anime that I will be watching for March. I chose 13, or was it 11? I think it was 11 titles, and I actively thought before like filming the video, I was actually actively saying that I hope that I won't get Your Lie in April, because I'm not sure if I was ready to watch that this month. And lo and behold, the very first card that I pulled was actually Your Lie in April. So like, okay. Next here, I actually ranted about, what is this? Gantz. I don't want to talk about Gantz anymore. I mean, the premise and the concept is good. It's basically like these main characters die, and they were instead of sending them to like heaven or hell, they were sent on this mission to fight aliens, and each alien they kill, they receive a point, and 100 points will get them to like have a wish that they could redeem. Like they could revive someone else, revive themselves, and forget about the missions. So basically it was good, but I it's painful for me to read, especially all of like the rated parts. Like, why is it that horror genres always have like ecchi with them, which I don't like. I think I need to like look for horror, psychological horror books that don't have like men and women stripping down because I can't anymore. Anyway, however, the next day actually was actually the day that I've started reading and finished Tokyo Babylon as well as X 1999, which is like Clamp Creations. I really love Cardcaptor Sakura as well as Tsubasa Chronicles or Chronicle of the Wings, and I've also like finished watching XX-holic last year and loved it. And so this is another of the Clamp Creations that I finally finished reading and really loved, especially Subaru Sumuragi. I think if I was still in high school when I read this, he would probably be my #1 best boy. Even now I really enjoy his character, the ups and downs, and like the development and also the tragedy. I am really not into like the genres that make me cry or the plot lines that make me cry, but this is beautiful as well as very painful, so it's worth if you haven't read it yet. Although like the manga is actually like a cliffhanger because it wasn't finished, it is still good, it is still beautiful, and you can always watch the anime after. My friend said that the anime actually concludes the manga, so anime first then movie. I had made the mistake of watching the movie before I read this, so I have understood nothing of like the magic system and like the, what do you call that, what goes on and why the prophecy happened. But my friend said that you finish reading the manga, you watch the anime, and you maybe can watch the movie, because the movie is basically a condensed version of X 1999, which does quite a bad adaptation because they squeezed in like 158 pages or chapters of the manga into a 1.5 hour movie, and it wasn't that well explained, so the manga is the better option for that. Next here, nostalgic rummaging. I was rummaging through like old CDs and games of my aunt and grand aunt that they sent when they moved houses, and there were a lot of boxes, but I actually found like old gems of Britney Spears and Bee Gees and Black Eyed Peas albums, as well as musicals. Like I found like Chicago and Phantom of the Opera DVDs in there, as well as Sims 2 installers and complete expansion pack for the PC. And it's like I have been wanting these games for like years since I was in since it was released basically. And of course they were very expensive, and I don't really like to burden like very expensive purchases. And lo and behold, like 10 years after I have them now, and maybe I would like, if they still work, I will probably play it and maybe show clips in future vlogs or something. And next year we have like 24th and 25th, I was helping out with my aunt in our like store. We like buy and sell like a few snacks and stuff. And so the 24th and 25th, I've basically been rummaging through 4 boxes of all of those CDs to see if there's any to use and recycle the rest or give away to my friends, because some of the CDs they are interested in, so I gave some away. So I decided to just put my like anime and manga of February that I finished. I don't know if I could like put this up so you can see like the titles. Up here is all of the anime, and down here is all of the manga with the ratings, as well as like I've made like a map. This was a mistake here. My hand slipped and it was messy, but that's fine. I'm actually like looking up because I have a new camera set up, so my phone is actually up here rather than in front of me like I usually have, which is both good and bad. So these are the anime as well as my reactions. And here is actually my friend. I've been talking about this for like 3 videos now, but my friend who has a Genshin, not really Genshin, but a gaming YouTube account channel. Here I will link his channel in the iCards. But he is the same friend that has given me like Welkins for Christmas, Alhaitam. He basically wailed for my account a second time with Yalan, and his excuse was he wanted to borrow my account because he wanted to film clips of Venti. I have a Venti, he doesn't have one, and he wanted he wanted to film clips. And I was like, can you like clear my abyss for me, because Mago Kenki is the bane of my existence, especially as a Wanderer main. And he said sure. So I was like, I will cook pasta now, so I will reply later, because I was cooking, I was busy. Immediately he sent like a screenshot of my account profile with a level 1 Yalan staring back at me. I'm like, what did you do to my account? he lost actually 50-50 to catching at 75. I already have like 53 or 58 50 accumulated before he whaled. So he basically spent like 95 plus pulls, which is still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, it's still expensive. But he said he enjoyed Yalan. He basically C6'd Yalan in his own account. And I was thinking twice about pulling for Yalan because I was planning to pull on either Baizu or when Wanderer reruns for C3. And he was like, I enjoyed Yalan. I want you to enjoy Yalan as well. So like, thank you very much, Roy, if you're watching this. And on the next day, I put here double legendaries because this doesn't happen to me in Cookie Run Kingdom. So this is another. Oh, why did I not? Now that I realized it. Yeah, now that I realized it. I didn't pull. I mean, I didn't put in here my pull for Arthur, which is here. It's actually here, so I'll talk about it later. This doesn't happen to me in Cookie Run Kingdom, wherein I actively said to myself, I won't get the legendary, the rate up legendary in this pull. And then I proceeded to pulling just one multi, so 10 pull. And then the game kind of crashed. It showed me the animation of the legendary at first, but the cookie that came out was not a legendary, it was a rare. So I was like, maybe that was a glitch, and I was very disappointed. So I skipped the whole pulling animation before it finished, and 2 legendaries stared back at me, 2 Moonlight cookies. And it's like immediately, Moonlight cookie was like 1 star for me, and it was fun. And also I ranted here about like the Pigma Micron pen. I will rant in a bit, but I will just finish this last page because we're last here. I wrote my February memories. There's a lot of memories here because my grand aunt and grand uncle came to visit from New York, and we were out and about dining with them, talking with them. It's very fun. And also my dad brought home the Blackpink and Oreo collab. I pulled Jenny in my first pack, and then I pulled a rosé yesterday. So it's very nice, and the cookie is actually less sweeter compared to the chocolate one. So I like this better actually. And then also February 28th is the day that I made this account, this channel. February 28th is technically my personal celebration for my anniversary here on YouTube. But actually the real like day that I consider my anniversary is March 1 because that is the day that I first posted here on YouTube. So happy 2nd anniversary to us, and also thank you so much if you have been here throughout the journey. I really appreciate you for watching these videos and for also commenting. Some of you really comment on my videos, and I really appreciate it. It really makes my day if some people react or interact rather with these videos. And yeah, so I didn't talk about Arthur earlier, but Arthur Pendragon Prototype is a character in Fate Grand Order, and if you haven't like known Fate Grand Order, it is like one of the most difficult gacha games in terms of pulling because you don't earn a lot of like the pulls, but they are very generous when they give free pulls. However, their pity rate is like I think it is 300 pulls to get a character that is rated up in the banner. Unlike Genshin Impact, which is like 90, you get a character in 90 pulls, or in Tears of Themis, you get the rate up card in 100 pulls. No, Fate Grand Order is actually 300 to 380 to guarantee a rate up 5-star character. And Arthur came home in 110 pull, which is very exciting because I've been wanting Arthur Pendragon for such a long time, ever since I played the game. So that's fine. It's like I say that it's very difficult to get like characters in FGO, and I have 2 characters that I've gotten in the first 10 pull, or rather 3 actually, because I also have Gilgamesh in my first single pull ticket and Skaha in my first 30, or like my first 10 pull as well. So yeah, maybe my account is just that lucky. So anyway, now I will proceed to ranting about the Pigma Micron. Don't get me wrong, I really love this pen. This is my favorite, especially when I'm drawing, when I'm using like it for line art and such. I really love this, especially the 08. I like it when I do lettering like this ones. I don't like it as an everyday writing. I write at an angle, like this way, when I write. And so what ends up happening is that one of the side of the tip actually is like slanted. So instead of it being like this thick that I really love, it starts to go thinner as I write. So the only way that I could get the thicker 08 lines is to write it this way, so that I won't squish the side, but rather I will be squishing the top, so that it will be consistent when I write. But I don't write that way naturally. So this I would rather maybe for, if I will do this again, which I will probably not do this again. I don't want to torture myself. But I would, sorry, noises outside. Instead of using like the 08, the 04, or any of the pin tips, I would be using the PN or the plastic nib. But actually that also like doesn't last long for me because I'm a heavy-handed person, and I really love like I've been saying, I really like a very thick writing, and the more I push down, the more it frays, or like not frays. What's that term? It's like it gets dull. The tip gets dull, and so I don't think I will be doing this again. And I don't think that the Figma Micron is the one that will rule them all, so to speak, because I have complaints for this. But maybe it's just me. I see a lot of like bullet journalers use the 05 or 04, I forgot. But I have seen videos of some people using the Micron as an everyday writing pen. That's why I wanted to try it out, but it doesn't work for me, and I would rather return to like the gel inks. Like I've been wanting like a Klena for a while, so maybe I will order that, but still. Anyway, that's beside the point. Other than that, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue like a pen-only spreads because I got bored, you guys. I kind of got bored. Although it looks pretty now, completed, but as I've been doing it every day, I've been skipping pages because it just, I'm just very bored at just writing everything like this because I'm also writing in my daily journal. So basically these entries are like copies of that. And I also don't like collage in that notebook. Sometimes I just add stickers and such, but it's basically like a redundant format for me. So as you can see, I'll just sneak because this is just the first day, but immediately after February, I've started collaging again because I've missed it that much. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today in this rant. I'm sorry if I've gone to different tangents in the middle of these videos, but anyway, thank you so much for coming along with me in this journey for the past 2 years. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next video. So until then, guys, take care and bye-bye.